go live. All right. I don't know if people have been upset with us or not because it hasn't been official episodes, man. Let me see. Oh, failed me. Oh. People are alive. Skip. All right, everyone. Welcome to the first official episode of Tell Me I'm the Greatest podcast. And here we are finally with Travis Bagent himself, the person that finally got a job in arm wrestling world, and he's not gonna let it go.
And not only that, I know that I've been hypercritical in the past about anybody who does a podcast, about me. Never, ever would I ever stoop to the level of fandomship when it came to arm wrestling. And that arm wrestling wasn't big enough for me to do a podcast. And don't be following me around with them cameras. Big mistake. Big mistake. So here I am after coming home from Tbilisi. I'm a fan now. There are pro arm wrestlers. They exist.
They're bad.
So I will be starting this daily podcast coming to you 3 times a day, 3 hours each day. So you will be getting filled up with super mega the beast content from here on. I can guarantee you no days off, no time off.
Man, I love it. I love it. And we start with the hot question of the rip. Who wins in the prime? Prime Devin, Prime Travis, right-handed. I'm going to start a poll so people can enjoy the poll and give their opinions for the whole remaining of 3 hours of this podcast.
Do I answer that question?
You know what? I'm going to go on the limp and, yeah, Travis, go ahead. We would love to hear your opinion on that.
Where is Prime Devin, the dude we just watched?
I didn't know. That's I think that's the next argument when you go into this prime who prime what. Yeah. Is Devin prime right now? Is he prime when he was able to hook before? Like
I feel like every day that goes by, every day.
Devin isn't in prime a year?
Not Devin, arm wrestling.
Okay.
If you want to compete now, boy, get it on. So yeah, I would say just like always that today's arm wrestling is better than yesterday's arm wrestling. But we have to know that the guys that were on top at their time, if you were ever on top, you were only judged by how good everyone was then. So you have to know the level to get there. So when people set the level up there, anybody that was training would know that they would probably have to train a little harder. And they probably could have, but back then you didn't have to train. You just had to train hard enough to beat Jerry Caderet, Dave Randall, John Brzenk, Fareed Usmanov, Andre Pushkar. I mean, there was a few others. I'm sure.
Simarenko's, Gennady was still active back then. Like, I think it's all the same guys.
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? Gennady wasn't, yeah. Listen, you got to remember that I forgot to tell you this, Artem, but I was so high. I was so far in the stratosphere from everyone at different points in my arm wrestling career.
You didn't know that Gennady was arm wrestling back then?
I knew that Gennady and Devin and those guys existed, like Taras Sadbankin and Ibragimov, and I mean, the list goes on of just absolute freak show animals. But I catapulted so far from those guys from a what would I would say, promotable standpoint. Like all of a sudden, this crazy guy's attempting to be slightly unsportsmanlike and trying to do it in the funniest way ever. You know what I'm saying? And it was very, very attractive to every promoter. Like I remember being in the room, Cobra Rhodes, me, John Brzenk, Richard Lupke. I don't know. There was like 5 or 6 dudes that have been arm wrestling for 190 years, right? And Dave DeVoto stands up, and this is 2004. I had just won the first world championships. And Dave DeVoto says, just imagine this. The 2 greatest arm wrestlers that ever lived. And he said, me and John Brzenk, we're going to have some match. And he was kicking this to the Fox producers. So the level that I experienced was I didn't know that there was no one close. There was no one close. So, forgive me for being a little bit diva.
I understand. No problem.
Yeah.
That's what you learned.
I would beat guys like Gennady and Devitt at just stepping through the bracket, just eating these dudes up.
I got you. No problem. Well, unfortunately, I don't think that have traveled with you that far because I'm looking at this poll and Cobra.
We never had a super heavyweight American win the world championships until me.
Yeah,
2003.
Well, you're the last one, right?
No, I don't think I'm the last. I don't know about the last one. I'm just talking about this era.
I'm pretty sure you're like one of the first ones and the last ones.
Yeah, whatever it is, you sign up for the super heavyweight class at the WAF championships and you win that motherfucker and you come back to the United States with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Like a Slavic person.
Not one of these motherfucking Siberian transfers. Like if you win the world championship, it's very good. But hey, come on. Putin's over there having a parade too, saying, look, our world champion is their world champion too.
I do wonder, I think did Cody Merritt won WAF too? I think that's what Cody won, right?
I think he won left-handed, which was awesome too. But I think that maybe too, Eric Warfel could have won at some point too. But the problem is we had this weird era where the WAF was kind of weird between 1998.
When the separation happened?
Well, that's when they switched. So it's like the IFA, right? They come and then all of a sudden there's a couple easy world championships. And then if they take over, they become the hardest one ever. And then the ones that you thought were good, because they both will stay in existence for a few years.
For sure.
Make it kind of whack. Are they still open for business?
IFA, yeah.
No, it's not true.
Not true.
What are you talking about?
WAF and IFA.
You're talking about Kirill and Igor, Denise and Leonard, and all them dudes that are having that tournament it's a tournament in Florida, I think, every year, right?
No. Dude, Chuck Westbury is going to nationals for that shit. I can't believe it, man.
So are they all meeting in some country this year and giving out IAF World
Champions? IFA World Champions.
Yeah, I know. They all live in Destin. Didn't they have the thing in Destin? I think if you compared the Destin YMCA state championship and the world championships in that year, they are correlating together. Like it's crazy.
It's funny you said that. So
you're telling me that organization is still alive?
Alive and somewhat.
Who's in charge of it? Them people I told?
As far as I'm concerned, no. Remember, Igor and Kirill started it, and they quickly we're not part of this. We just created that, so it's all on Dennis and Leonard, or whatever, right? So
Dennis or Denise?
Dennis and Leonard. I'm sorry. It could be Dennis there too, man. You never know. So. But yeah, I don't know who's in charge for on European stage. Actually no. I told Igor's crew. I told Igor's people I think out there. They're in control of whatever the name.
I'm saying, where's the tournament? Where is it at? Who's the world champion?
Dude, well, that's the beautiful part about it. Yesterday when I went on the podcast with Coach Ray, there was a thing to choose my title. So I put 3-time world champion. He's like, what does it mean? I'm like, dude. There's IFAs out there right now. There's WAF. There's a local world championships. Like, are you gonna do your research? I'm pretty sure everybody that have won worlds, their numbers have increased. So mine is three now. In reality is zero, but the next podcast, five-time world champion.
Well, I mean, just imagine right now, if you cut to
65.
187, you could win the IFF to 87, 98, 220s left and right, walk out there, 6-time world champion.
Oh, it makes sense. Dude, it makes sense.
One weekend.
There are some people now that we're not gonna mention the names. Oh, they're like 14 times world champs, and it all happened in the past like 4 years. They're like,
well, here's the beautiful part about it. All of that is erased. There is no longer a title. Me and you, Artem, along with 99.99% of the population, is amateur.
Okay.
And if you are on that East First West card from the last Saturday on, you're a professional arm wrestler. Erase every other East First West that ever lived. So the truth is Levon's amateur right now until he arm wrestles on the card.
Okay.
Right now we have, how many matches were there?
11.
There are 22 professional arm wrestlers on this earth. And it will grow every time the East versus West. I'm not even giving credit to King of the Table yet because I haven't seen it. I haven't been there and experienced. But what I have been is at the East versus West last weekend, and there is something different in the air. We have a new world championship, or whatever you want to call it. Professional arm wrestling is what I like to call it. And we have 22 participants so far. And what a thing. And it's in the Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire time frame too.
It is interesting how I do wonder where King of the Table is gonna go, right? Because they do give a perception that they can be a little bit on the funner side of things, right?
Yeah, it may be more enjoyable.
You kind of, I feel like the matches you're talking about, they should be there more, like where you're meeting two guys in between the classes and stuff, and then East versus West, hard on title matches. You know what I mean? And the King of the Table is, hey, let's see some fun. Maybe not an arm wrestler, but you're gonna bring us some value. Let's do it there too, for sure.
And let them do all the recruiting for a potential outside match. Because the truth is, East versus West doesn't need to do anything except rotate title defenses every single event and not even really have a match that's not for it. Just set the pinnacle and let guys like Ian and Robert Baxter or whoever's in charge of the matchmaking for King of the Table, whatever it is, Ian even better if it is him, because he can do it even better to generate, because you got to find a valid reason why to give someone a title shot. You find that out with every other league. Ian will do his investigation, but when you come to the East versus West, you're either competing for the title, or your only reason you're not is because the guy who got the title didn't like that date. But we moving on, because at this point, what do we got? Six weight classes left and right just for the righties. So that's 12 plus the 3 for the girls takes it to another 8. That's 18 potential matches every card. You put together 8 of the 16 every time. And that's a wrap. That's it. You can't get no bigger, no better. There is nothing else you can do. And we are too big to develop talent. You got to come here. When you show up at my motherfucking house, this is in Jersey, batteries included, fully assembled, ready to motherfucking fight Samushia, Alajon, Levon, Artem, Devin, Fia, Barbar, Samushia. I might already said his name twice. Don't even know. Petrenko. Who can be Petrenko? Oleg Zork, right? You coming to see Daniel? There are no more matches that are not title matches from here on out. If I'm in charge of East versus West, I am stamping it that the only people that are contracted for me are the champs. You want to be the fucking champ? We run a motherfucking 18-man roster and we control your motherfucking life. You lose, go the fuck on and arm wrestle for every fucking slapdick that ever lived in the world. Right? You're a YouTube guy, to the left. You like to do backflips during the match, to the left. Oh, you can be the champ, to the right. But there ain't but 36 of them, 18 of them are full-time. The other 18 are part-time because they got the match. So from the day I give you the match as the number one contender, you're under contract. You lose, you are no longer under contract until you convince me that we don't need you. I don't know what to tell you. You need us. We do not need you, and we are not being sarcastic about it. We just want everyone to know that if my numbers are correct, we have 18 titles that need to be rotated through. I can have 18 matches, but I don't want to go there. I think 8's the magic number. Mm-hmm. 3 expedition matches, not live, because we're working out all the kinks from the audio, the video, the voice, whose voice, what voice. We got 3 matches to watch Brad Cook and company. Not Brad Cook, Brad Grundy and company, right? Brad Cook can film the shit, but Brad Grundy, right? And Artem Taranenko and Travis Bagent. I'm on that list, motherfucker. Now listen, back in the day, I would have been privileged. Not anymore. I am no longer a viable candidate for that 30
other candidates.
That's it. Listen, man, it couldn't be no better. It could not be any better. They have done it. They have done it. If you need a constant flow as to who the champ is, and it's just like the UFC, there ain't no set number. It's all about you wanting that money. So all 18 of you put on a show. The worse you are, the worse you'll get paid.
To the left you go. To the left you go.
Win that shit. That's it. To the left. King of the table. What's Ian's league called?
Major Arm Wrestling Championships, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, now let me make sure, Major Arm Wrestling Championships.
Let me triple check, because that's very important.
You got to say a word before you say it. If those
Major Arm Wrestling Championships. I was 100% right.
Major Arm Wrestling Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome home of the Major Arm Wrestling Championships. What a pleasure to be here with Ian Carnegie. Ian, I know you had a vision. Tell us exactly how we got here. Terrible answer, Ian. Okay, let me tell you how you got here. Because you were open for business, young man. You happen to have been open for business with a Supermatch card, with a LLC, with a tax right, with your taxes done for the year. You have written off all the expenditures. You are running a legitimate arm wrestling business. That's why the king of the West, the East versus West, and the king of the table, and Ingen Terzi, they have done taken this thing, and it is the rising tide is on its way, and you, my friend, have a tremendous opportunity for some major network. I'm not saying just in Canada, but if I was you, I'd focus on Canada, especially if I had Devin Larratt as my buddy. And I would make sure that I was ready so when that rising tide hit, because listen, the East versus West is going big time. They are going to sign a major company is going to work with them from knowing how to take that UFC where it took it and every other sport like that. They're about to hit. And then another 3 networks are going to hire people like Ian, Greg Sharp, and whoever else has the LLC, the business ready. to do business with these guys. So congratulations, Ian. Major Arm Wrestling Championships. What a tremendous idea, young man. Is he available? Can we get Ian on here? Can Ian? Ian wants everyone else to promote for him. He should do some promoting.
Let me see. I got you. Because Ian tried
he likes to talk about us leaving him in the dust when it comes to not mentioning the huge matchup between Artem Taranenko and Alden Larrett.
Ian let me know two things today. First of all, that we need to do more promoting, and two, that I've been asking for a lot of money. Which I get to know I'm that guy, and honestly, I'd like to be that guy, okay?
And what, you're the one they set up. I mean, you're the one they said, hey, Art,
I'm going the right direction.
Just walk down this dark alley here. No one will stab you. And you're like, damn. So that's what that match with Alden was. I mean, they did not bring you up there so that you could win this match.
Well, I'm there to be treated properly, okay? And see what we can do.
You've decided that you are willing to walk down that alleyway and get stabbed for this much money. That's all. Yeah, no problem. With a smile on your face. No problem. Do you think it'll turn ugly between you and the Larretts?
Oh, dude, hold on. I'm gonna read you the text from Ian. He goes, hold on. I'm really hoping that your match does not turn into a shit show. And my reply was, oh, you booked two wrong guys for it then. Have not you seen? I'll knock a whole family out like a bowling ball. All right. Hey, we have two things. We have Ian joining us, and I have Proving Astrology with $99 super chat. Does WAF have a role in interpreting the rules at East versus West?
Yes. Yes.
I'm sure of the rules, but
listen, for whatever reason, Ingen does respect, it seems, the WAF and something. But I will tell you this. They're getting big, though. Like,
yeah,
they're getting big. They're getting big. But I do know that Ingen does have a lot of respect for that organization and those rules. So he doesn't. I don't think Ingen would like it if one of his rules made it tough on the WAF.
For sure. But it is. I agree with you. It's a little bit funny that he still kind of has to bow down to them, to where it's getting the opposite for sure. Like,
well, I think too, when you're thinking about starting a league, there are foreign competitors that are relying on winning their national championships, the European championships, and competing in the worlds. And it has a lot to do with their ancestors. And everybody views that tournament different than maybe, some of us do. So, and there's financial reasons sometimes. Sometimes it's just because it's sponsor driven. It's like, yo, man, my cousin acknowledges that those tournaments exist. And because I'm the champ of those tournaments, he lets us live in the house, whatever it is. So there are a lot of reasons as to why that traditional path is important to arm wrestlers. And unless you can give someone that much money and keep them employed somehow, because if you just give me $10,000 to win, I lose, and I still can't go back home to make the $2,000 I could make throughout that situation.
Yeah, and that $2,000 you actually kept making, and you're gonna keep making, right? But now once it's shut down, that one-time payment have to be worth something, yeah.
Right. So WAF and Ingens, I think they got no problem with each other. And I'm hoping that the WF realizes once again, the tide is rising. It's coming. I mean, these guys are awesome, man. It was awesome. People are watching. It's awesome.
Hell yeah. Well, Ian Carnegie, you are in the house. What's happening, sir? Talk to us.
Not too much, guys. Hey, Travis, how you been? Long time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Major Arm Wrestling Championships. What's up, dude?
Not much, man. It's hard to get a hold of you now, Travis, since your son's so superstar now. Eh? Like
You have no
you don't
idea.
reply to texts anymore.
I'm
Eh?
the
You
only
have
person
no
that does
idea
that.
how lucky you are right now. We got you live. So, Ian, did you hear my decoded secret message to you just now?
No, because I was on the computer and then I was watching you guys on the TV, but I'm a bit behind you guys.
Answer is a no.
Okay,
Did you know? Let's see if Artem knows if it was a secret decoded message that I sent to Ian.
It definitely was.
Can you tell me what the message was?
Whoa. No, that's on you. That's on you, Travis, baby.
Exactly. That just shows you that
Can I guess what I think you're probably telling me?
Yes, please.
You were telling Ian to be careful, man.
No, not at all.
No.
You're coming to Mac 3.
I would love to. I can't come to Canada. I am legitimately barred from your country. I can go anywhere in the world. I just flew to places that I've never even heard of. And I jump off the plane, welcome me to their country. If I try to cross that border, these dudes want to ask me 5,000,000 questions. And I'm like, yo, bro, I've never been to jail. I don't go to jail. I'm not a jail guy. Now, if you try to touch me, I must defend myself. Right?
Yeah.
But I can't come to Canada. I need to get a work visa from the major arm wrestling championships.
Really?
And it's not that hard, but it's just a fucking bunch of paperwork that 40 other Canadians are like, fuck that, Travis. Let's do it. And I just still too fucking lazy to fill out a bunch of fucking 10, 12 pages that state that I am coming there just to work. I've been there a million times. And
well, we're not just exclusively a Canadian company. One of my business partners is American. We actually started in the States. We did it in Rochester, our first event. It just so happens that we did back-to-back Canada because sponsors that stepped up are fucking Canadian. Like, what can I say, you know?
No doubt. And well, so here's my decoded message to you was that arm wrestling is getting, I mean, listen, I'm telling you, you watching, I know you're in there, but man, dude, Tbilisi was 100 times better than Orlando. And Orlando was the best event I think I'd ever been to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've seen people spend a lot more money than they spent in Orlando, but they didn't do what I saw. This was crazy. So my decoded message was to use that as if you have a legitimate business, a business license, insurance, active books, and you are running an arm wrestling business, your company is going to be reached out to once that East First West is at a super retarded ESPN, NBC, real network. You're going to be next in line. Now, maybe you, it may be Greg Sharp, it may be whoever, but there are going to be the competition from whatever network uses East First West. The competition's contract, everything is almost even better than the initial contract. So if I was you, I would have my paperwork in order.
Travis, I'm not going to speak on this topic too much, but we can have an offline conversation. I can fill you in on some stuff.
My life is an open book. If you can't say it on the show, it doesn't exist. Right, Artem?
All right. Well, you know what? I don't live in the world of Travis Bagent, unfortunately, so I have rules. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I respect you, and you got your thing going on, and you're still one of the biggest voices in the game. And if Matt can work with you and you're allowed to work with us, which I think will happen, then, you know, well, just point to note, you know, we have Coach Ray, right? So that should tell you something.
What up, beast? What up, beast?
And Travis,
I think it's going to be...
Ian. Travis, tell Ian where Coach Ray is in our wrestling world, or where he's upcoming to.
Oh, he's the dude. Ain't no doubt.
He's going to be the boss.
Coach Ray, hey.
He's going to be the boss.
Coach Ray's crazy intelligent.
Yeah. Well, that's what we want to align with. We got really smart guys. And you know, like, if you look at and obviously the pinnacle is East versus West. There is no arguing that. I think we all can admit that there's some things that need to tighten up. And but if you look at where Mac is succeeding, it's actually in the areas that they need to tighten up. We don't have the big names and we don't have the big venues and the clout that East versus West clearly. But if you really want to nitpick and talk about why Mac is successful, it's matches are fast, rules are simple. You know what I mean? We're doing a variation.
Well, I think that also too, you're at a level too where you still have control of the athletes. I will it will be interesting when you don't have, when you're not, when the brand is not the most important thing in the building. That's when it becomes the real battle becomes. So I will, hey, Artem, make sure you edit that out about anything need to be tightened up. All right. I don't know what this guy's talking about. All right.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah. we didn't just watch the Gennady Devin match, right? Like,
yeah, I know, but I think that too. Like, please tell me that you're on the side of Devin is an evil criminal that regardless of when he gets his payback, he deserves it.
Okay, fair enough, but I will.
Okay, well, good, great. I'm glad. Move on.
Pump the brakes. Listen, I'm obviously a Devin guy. He brought me into the sport, but it's not like I agree with everything that Devin does. Okay, like that's just. In fact, if you look at my rules, it's everything. Like my table, the new table I've made, the rule set I've done, it's all like anti-Devin. If you really want to break, I mean, it's very hard to do the Kings.
Well, it's not anti-Devin. It's just fair.
Okay, fair enough. It's
right. That's all. Right. So that you just said it. You just fucking said it.
But
okay.
If I have to be really honest, I actually think that Devin wanted to be fucking fair with Gennady. I think Gennady more the transgressor. Like, come on. I mean,
1,000%. 1,000%.
Question? Can I ask you a personal question?
Of course.
If Gennady pushed you in the chest, what happened?
I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Not today's Travis. Let's say Travis that pulled fucking the Russian there. What's his name?
Sidorenko?
No, not
heard me too, right?
Vaivoda?
The other one though. That
Vaivoda? Alexei?
Okay, remember that Travis?
We're talking bandana days. I got you.
Travis.
I do. This is just the truth. The truth of the matter is that Gennady was not interested in any sort of arm wrestling because it wasn't even close.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. I am a convicted thief. You know I'm a thief. Artem knows I'm a thief. And when I say thief is that I've been convicted on 7 counts of thievery, right? I know you. You guys both came to jail and visited me, right?
Yeah.
No problem. So now me, you, and Artem are on a trip, and that fucking $200 comes up missing. I did not do it. Am I supposed to think that you and Artem think I didn't do it initially?
We understand what you're
exactly.
So
you first.
So exactly. So all that we assumed, the referees, it took the referees a little longer to convict Gennady of not wanting to arm wrestle, right? So they kept trying to go through the rules as well as they could
with the person giving a guy a win. Like, come on, this is the second time they gave a first-round victory to Gennady.
How many times should Devin have been down 1 or 2-0 in this world? So the reason, the only reason that I guess that's a problem is for the gamblers, I guess. But the truth is no one cares if in a 6-round fight there is a match won or lost early with fouls, especially when the guy who's way stronger is the one who's losing them. And I mean, I just know for a 100% fact that Devin was pronated. he was high, his webbing was higher, his thumb knuckle was covered. Because
have you ever
he
seen Devin
doesn't
just be
know
like
how to
this
arm
though?
wrestle
No,
any
but
other way.
Travis, seriously, have you seen Devin like just be a stone? Like
Ian, we have a super match for that. Super
he
chat for
was a stone and still got fouled, and his shoulder was way more square than Gennady. Gennady was doing what I was doing to you, like fucking shoulder way out like that. You know
I
what I
know
mean?
exactly. Yeah, I'm not saying that you can't go to every match in this world and find some flaws, because listen, you want to tighten up everything. The refereeing situation, it's not that the referees are good or bad, it's that they're too close to the action. Like, why would we even allow them to make the call when we can all see perfectly clear once we take a step back, right? So I will agree, but I mean, that's such a non-issue. I mean, Devin was so in control. And listen, I could get a win on Devin from fouling him now if you give me 6 rounds to try to do it, especially if early in the round Devin didn't know how much stronger he was.
You know what? What I'm also, when I say tighten up, I don't just mean like poor reffing. I mean the rules. I mean, if you can't have a 15-minute fucking setup, like arm wrestling.
Once again, did you see it anywhere else?
Yes. Every fucking, like, there's no reason that.
No, tell me a match. Devin's match was twice as long as everyone else's.
Look,
for the last 3 events. For the last 3 events, Ian, the last 3 events, your boy has had a match that was twice as long as everyone else's match. And there's 3 different opponents.
Travis, what I'm trying to tell you is even the shortest matches are too long, man. Like, they just are. Okay. And the thing is like, I saw Robert Baxter. I love him. God love him. But he used in his interview with Coach Ray talking about adjusting rules. We can't be longer than the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. Almost every point that he made was off of my interview with Coach Ray. He basically stole all my points, but the points are true and valid. That's why he's saying that. Listen, we can't have shows that are twice as long as the Super Bowl.
The less talent that you have, the more strenuous you can be on the time frame.
Okay, that
and all I'm telling you is that for some reason, viewership goes up when Devin spends 55 minutes rather than goes down.
My Rottweiler is going crazy. Somebody must be at the door.
It's a perfect time for him.
Go ahead, you can come back. You can come back. Come back.
Hey, do we have a question though? Travis, if Devin pulled up to the table and just gripped up fairly without all of the shenanigans, would he be just as good?
Yes. Okay. Yes. But that's not, listen, I don't blame him for taking control of everything, raping and pillaging every second of what you do because you are the dude. Go crazy. And that's what he's going to do, and that's why he's going to beat Levon. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
No, you know what? I agree with that. I'm just saying I have to look at it from a bigger picture perspective, and it's like, if we're just going to be on our own pay-per-view platforms, like I have a pay-per-view platform, obviously Robert and Engen do too. Yeah, we can drag it out as long as we want, but if we're looking at that ESPN, Fox, we have to play within certain guidelines so that it's palatable to their viewing audience.
Well, just know right now, if they offer you a 1-hour special, only do Devin's match.
Yeah. Okay, but
I'm just telling you, if you want to make the most money, that's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it.
I actually think, Mac, with our setups, our rules, our tables, I think we could do 13 matches in under an hour and a half, which would fit perfect. Like that's.
Well, I would like to have seen you control that Gennady Devin match under your supposed time frame when neither one of them care about whether you're even alive when they're arm wrestling.
That is above my pay grade. You're actually right. I don't know how to give you an honest answer unless I've been put in the breach. I don't have that problem because I don't have the, like you said, that super elite. Okay, like we do have very good guys. And you know what? At the moment, let me grow. Let me figure out what we can do.
And when the network exec comes to you and he's like, hey, man, listen, here's the deal. I know you was in the military.
Yeah.
I know he's your boy. I know he's your guy. We'll give you the $2 million, but all we want is him.
Well, you know, I get what you're saying. This is a hypothetical. I don't have Devin's rights, but you know, at the end of the day, Devin
No,
is.
all I'm saying then, you go to Devin and tell, hey, who you want to pull, how you want to pull, how long you wanted to pull. They said we got an hour, but that's different than you hiring. If you hire Devin and Gennady and have a live show and you're going to have 4 matches and they take the first 46 minutes of your thing, what are you going to do if the only reason that listen, to be completely honest, there were 5 or 6 arm wrestlers there. The rest of the people got to arm wrestle. What's up, playa? The rest of them got to arm wrestle because Devin and a couple other guys were there.
No, 100%.
It's a tough business. It's a tough business.
Yeah. Listen, everybody wants a match with Devin because they know that gets a lot of eyes on them, the bigger payday, yada, yada, yada. That is not a question. Obviously, he's the biggest name in the game, and Levon exists. So that's telling you something, right? However, I have to stay within my arcs and my lane, okay? I'm not going to try to be something that I'm not. I'm not going to pretend that I'm bigger than I am. We're at our 3rd show, and I'm telling you, we are way ahead of schedule. Okay. And there are people that we know that I'm not going to say because that's not right, that get on the phone and say, we see you. We see what you're doing. Keep going. Okay.
Well, you're going to get everybody as the dominoes fall because listen, the East versus West, it ain't for nobody.
Yeah. It's tough.
You listen, you don't, it's no chance. It's no, us 3 are not arm wrestling on that card.
No.
It's huge. Dude, 2,500 people paid just to watch arm wrestling. I've never seen anything like it. The technology. I'm talking about the technology, the amount of cables and TV screens. This is man, I'm not joking, man. Get ready. They're going to fill up Madison Square Gardens here in fucking 3 years. It's going to be crazy.
I'll tell you.
You're in a beautiful spot.
I agree with that, but I don't think North America, Americans specific, if we don't allow these pullers to get away with a little bit more and get them the show moving, we don't have that kind of attention span. We want to see guys fighting. That's what we want to see. People go to NASCAR, yeah, for the racing, but they like the car crashes too. You know what I mean?
You know what? And I kind of, it's not that, I mean, I agree with you, but the easiest way to get the puller to conform is that he needs the league more than the league needs him. Right now, we are not there. If it's very simple, if Devin gets fouled out or Gennady gets fouled out, they don't get paid. Like the $1 million to the winner means you got to be careful what you say around headquarters.
Yeah.
If you're paying the guy more than you're making as the owner, he's not listening to you. I always checked out the situation. Who's in control here? And I realized none of this would have happened if I wasn't here. So that gives you the ability to say whatever the fuck you want, do whatever you want. And then I've been places where the pot of gold is over there. You better watch your mouth or you won't even have access to the pot of gold. Well, now it's silence.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you something right now. We got a guy on the show right here who tried to tell me what's what, and I fucking told him, no, listen, we're not fucking WAL here. We are fucking Mac, okay? So he can fucking, say what he wants, but at the end of the day, I had to put this guy in check. I love him. He's a great arm wrestler. We're happy to have him, but right now the Mac brand is in control of what we're doing, okay? And if we had Devin, would that be the case? You're probably right. No, because he's bigger than East versus West. He's bigger than Mac. Okay, so I get what you're saying. Maybe on the next Devin Lorette, because Devin Lorette's not going to be around forever. But the next Devin Lorette, we'll just have to make sure that we rein him in.
Or not rein him in. It's just Mac has to be. If Mac has the $1 million, then Mac's in charge.
Yeah.
It's when Mac is begging for the $1 million guy to feed off of his thing. That's when you catch it. And Ingen built this thing. And I tell you, man, it's funny. Like, Devin walks away from the East versus West. I will tell you that three East versus West ago, I would have been like, oh, that could not be good. I'm not even sure if they haven't turned the page now. And that just that Devin understands too, man, this is pretty awesome. I mean, for once, I didn't see Devin at all during the tournament because he couldn't walk out there.
Oh.
If he went out there, it was on. I'm talking a mob scene. Like, I took every photo in the building, and I'm old news. This guy was like Brad Pitt back there.
Yeah.
Godzilla and them, they didn't even come out, like, at all.
Well, their population seems to be a lot more knowledgeable about arm wrestling than ours. It's just the way it is.
Hey,
yeah,
we have a
deal, dude. I think we're in a weird place.
We have a $5 super chat. They can just sit there and wait to fall Devin and not accept criticism. The length was not Devin's fault in this one or the championship match.
100% Devin's fault. How could you say that? Every single match in the motherfucking world is 3-4 times longer than it should be, and it's every time. What? I mean, listen, did you see when he pulled Chance Shaw? There was no match there. The fucking longest one ever. Did you see when he pulled Petrenko? There was no match there. The motherfucker stayed up there for an hour and a half. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? The only common denominator in this whole fucking situation is that your boy spends a ton of time sucking up the camera, the fucking room, the oxygen, everything he owns.
Travis, but by your own admission, it's what's
he's the baddest dude that ever did it.
And he's what's getting East versus West those sales. Like, let's be real.
I agree. It's crazy. But listen, I saw more though. Like, that's why I'm telling you that it's special over there. Like, man, even watching Vitali and Morozov, man, I mean, I know that we were, it was probably boring from 6 hours, but man, when you're in that room, oh my goodness. Morozov jumped 52-inch vertical. Did you see it?
Oh, no.
He goes in front of the table and does, everybody's doing some air squats. That's the new trend. This motherfucker just bends down, jumps up, levitates for 10 minutes, and then comes down.
Oh, wow, he's an athlete.
I mean, freak athlete. He got your hops.
Dude,
freak.
I have a picture of him and Devin doing this with their arms, just going wide, and Devin's arms, they're like this. Artemis are going the opposite way. Like, his elbows are so flexible. It's a Y. And I'm like, yo, that's
awkward.
Opposite.
Hey, tell me, though, what kind of trend upward do you see now that Baxter's involved? Like,
you know what? I have no evidence that Baxter knows anything at all, except he's just a great fucking guy who I've heard is a rich and successful business guy.
Well,
but I do not.
That's sometimes you need, though, right? Sometimes.
I mean, I think it's exactly what you need. However, I mean, just because that you're a really good business guy in another realm doesn't mean that, I mean, listen, there is no better business guy than Steve Kaplan. I mean, I don't know if you understand, like, we're talking about
that's another guy that's not taking my calls anymore. What the fuck?
That's a power player right there. Like, so sometimes it doesn't equate in everything being perfect, but I think, Robert's just if you can't really have a problem with Robert Baxter.
No, but we'll look at it from this perspective. Okay, I get everything that you're saying. He's a rich guy. This is the first time, though, we've ever had a rich guy who's good at business and loves arm wrestling. He's obviously invested. He's in it for the long haul. Okay. And I love Robert. I've known him for 15 years. Like, he's a great dude. And I think him wanting, like, I don't know if he knows how we're going to do it, but he can hire people that have a better sense of it. You know what I mean?
There's a guy, he's got a buddy right behind him, right beside him, that seems to be.
Yeah, I met him just the one time.
I don't know. All I know is Robert's a great guy. And listen, let me have it right now. I'm telling you right now, Ian already did all the work.
Yeah, but you're a thief, so no one trusts you for that.
Yeah, listen, I'm just going to make sure I pay myself first and adequately. That's all. Yeah. Because listen, it just all depends. Like, are you looking for, do I have to do everything, or am I just a member? Am I just a member of the team? If I'm just a member of the team, we got a good squad. Most of the time in my life, I got to do all the work. So then I'm like, you know what? Well, I'm going to take everything then. It's all good. Plus, there's not really much to take anyway. Like, that's the funny thing, is how much money.
So let's talk about Artem and Auden. Come on.
All right, let's talk about this. Where we at?
Like, initially, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure. I was like, God damn it. And I'm going to say it as honest as possible. I just thought Artem was too much. I have a lot of respect for Artem. I have a lot of respect for Auden. But I'm like, Artem is a legit professional arm wrestler. And, you know, Auden hadn't really proven to me at that point that he can deal with. Then I went and practiced with him. And I'm like, okay, he's obviously leveled up quite a bit in the last 6 months. And I kind of had to do that to make myself feel somewhat comfortable. And at the end of the day, he pulls forever. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, by the time we had our second practice, I couldn't do this, Travis. I couldn't fucking squeeze my wrist down. Right. And yet so we had a in-house at Devin's practice. So it was Brad Grundy, Dev, myself, my son, and Auden. And we went and killed each other. We went and eat sushi, and then we went to the Ottawa club. I did not pull at Ottawa because I couldn't squeeze my hand.
Right. It's because you're a regular human being.
Yeah. Auden pulled the entire night, like super matches and everything. I was just like, what in the fuck am I looking at?
It's weird.
I tell you, I don't know if Devin had Auden's ability at 20 years old. I don't know. Devin might have been stronger, but the ability, I mean, his go, like it's
weird. And how you said it too about the 6 months too. Like, I did my research looking at, the 3 matches that Auden had. I've killed that guy, and that guy. And but right now, he even looks differently. He arm wrestles differently. There's so much different about him. I'm like, yeah, okay.
The one thing that you're gonna like, that I think is an advantage for you is, you're very, you got a lot of hit. And our pin pads are actually 1 inch higher than WAF. The difference between our elbow pad and our pin pad is 3. And that's a couple of reasons. One, I'm seeing a lot of kids that are learning the King's move right away, and they're blowing their biceps out in practice. And it's always about a 1/2 inch right before pin. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not a huge fan of, like, I mean, I don't mind an open arm top roll or whatever, but when guys are dipping below the table, I'm not a huge fan of that. So we've designed a table where if you do that, if you have a straight arm, you're pinned. It will happen. You know what I mean? So there, I could see you having a little bit of an advantage in that case. The other advantage,
push your game closer to the pad is better. Yeah.
The advantage that Auden might have is he's practicing on the table.
Well, 2, it's in Canada and the Canadian referees. I've never had fun with
shut the fuck up. We're way more.
Yeah, let's be real honest about this. Since you're like,
you
you've tightened up everything.
It's way worse for Canadians going south than it is up.
Hell no!
It's way.
Are you? And this is very simple. Are you going to enforce the rules on Auden, or are you going to let him bum rush you?
Listen,
are you going to let Jody bum rush you, and you're not allowed to do anything?
we're gonna have a players meeting, and we're gonna have a fucking a rule set. And I'll tell you, Travis,
Is Jody and Devin allowed in that meeting?
They're allowed, but get this.
Oh,
Travis.
I'm out.
Do you
Double
think
my
I'm the
money.
type that just rolls over? You've known me for 20 years. You
no,
think
I just think
No,
that
you don't.
the guy's likely to have his elbow at the front of the pad, which is no way he can with the height. And he's likely to have his two fingers capped over his thumb knuckle.
Okay, so you clearly don't fucking understand the rules. That's fine. We'll move on from that. But I have control of what's going on in terms of what is expected. Once the referees understand what's going on, at the end of the day, I'm not one of those promoters that's going to come up to the table and tell people how to run the show. The refs understand what's going on. Artem and Auden are going to understand the rules, what they can and can't get, and it's up to the referees to enforce it. At the end of the day, I don't fucking make shit happen.
Are you going to have security to remove Jody?
Dude, fuck. Look at that. I'm big enough. I'm not fucking security.
How close can Jody get to the table?
We'll have a red rope. How's that? We'll have a fucking red rope.
I mean, my goodness.
Listen, do you even want this match to happen? You guys are complaining like fuck already.
I just feel bad for Artem because I've seen Artem allow people to triple cap him and he's too sissy to say anything.
You're such a dick.
I'm a nice guy, man.
I hate it.
Hey,
you know what?
I watched him let Tony.
I hate that Artem has my fucking number. This guy, first text is in the morning is always a complaint. Every fucking day.
So you complain to me at 11 o'clock at night. So I have to yo, my man, first of all, normal people are asleep by 9. So I get to check you. I understand you're out there. I know what clubs you go to, Ian. So I know you're out there at nighttime. You know what I mean?
I watched Tony Katowski just rape Artem, and Artem didn't say a word. Just triple cap. Oh my God.
I've never gone to bed later in my life. It's being a promoter. Like I'm taking calls at Zero Dark Stupid from guys all over the world. I have guys coming in from Sweden and this guy from Georgia called.
Hold on. I like how he said that I'm complaining. Well, he the one told me this morning, hey, please don't make it a shit show. Hey, and you're the one that asked for the most money. Thanks, bro.
Are you going to have a code? Are you and Artem going to have a code for come on, bro? Are you going to let this happen?
You know what?
I'm going to say pineapple.
We have an elevated booth that's behind bulletproof glass so we can look down at the action. That's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be.
Hey, Ian, if I feel like I'm getting taken advantage of, I'm not going to say anything like usual. I'm just going to wave a little flag.
You should definitely wave a flag. And be like,
handkerchiefs or something.
Even if you continue through it and let them kill you,
listen.
You still make sure that you wave the flag so that we all know.
Let's look at it this way.
Under protest.
Let's look at it this way. When we think about how Auden or anyone can cheat on Artem, it's going to be in the setup, and a lot of the times it's going to be a lot of this shit, right? Working.
I mean, did you watch?
Travis, shut the fuck up for 1 second. Okay? Let me say this thing. All right, so with the MAC rules, there is no loading allowed. All you can have is a static, like you can keep your arm stiff, but we bring you to center. Okay, no loading. That's not sideways, not backward. So we're not going to be letting Auden pull Artem for 20 minutes. It's not happening. Then we get the fucking webbing going. We strap it up. We grab your wrist. We say don't move. It's not like a referee's don't move. We just don't want you to move because we got you center. Okay, we grab your wrist. Close your thumbs. Close your hands. Go. That's fucking it. Okay, we have shows. I'll send you the pay-per-view link so you can watch it, Travis. You need to look at it. But our flow goes like that. And if guys,
who's the head ref?
It's going to be Troy Eaton. That's Devin's old coach. You remember?
What? Isn't that his godfather?
Okay, listen. Troy, you wanted competent and non-biased, right?
Let's let Jody. We'd rather have Jody. Can we sub for Jody?
You're being a dick. Let me tell you something.
Did you not alert
Artem? In all honesty, I had to beg Troy to do this because I go, why? He's like, listen, I'll fucking lose it if Devin and them are screaming at me. Like no, seriously. And I told Devin, I called him, I go, listen, I had to beg Troy and pay him extra just to ref this. And he goes, why? Because he has a hard time telling me to fuck off. I'm like, because he's gonna tell you to fuck off. That's what's up. Listen, and the only reason we don't have Dave Knox is he actually has a major prior engagement. Like he owns a business. And would you shut up, Red? Red, come here. Stop it. Anyway, listen, when it comes to the referees, I picked what I thought would be the best possible option in North America. I'm telling you. I mean, Bart's in your.
What about Rock? Hey, what about Rick Pickney? We need Rick. Rick's the number one ref in the whole world.
Do you? Well, I like Rick for sure. And Rick and I are in talks. I just don't know if
he's a little expensive because he got to come from Nova Scotia. For me, whenever I needed him, I'm like, man, your freaking plane ride is so expensive.
Yeah, no, the East Coast Canada, it's pretty expensive. Yeah, but listen, honestly, Troy Eaton, come on, like if you're talking about a competent, fair referee, you're not going to get.
All I know about Troy Eaton is that he is a very respectful man's man, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, a man, no doubt. It's all good. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if you watched Alden, you watched his match in Florida, you've replayed it a bunch of times, right?
Are you asking me or
yeah? I'm asking you, Ian. You watched him.
Listen, yeah, but the thing is because our rule system and our table's so different, I don't really care what happened in other leagues.
What about at practice? What about when you're at practice with Alden? I mean, can you ever told him you can't do that? You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that.
But after that practice, I explained to him exactly what's expected with Devin in the room. Devin did this whole thing this whole time, like, but I mean, like, I get it. Like he wants to, and I know I'm prepared for Devin right now. Okay. He's going to watch this too. So I know he's going to fuck with me, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Troy and probably Dalen on down.
I need somebody that's can bully Devin because I know I don't give a fuck, but I cannot be bullying Devin and his son at the same time. I need somebody who is not afraid of Devin as much as I am. That's gonna be.
There's nobody in that.
I need a couple chicks. I need a couple chicks that don't care, maybe hate Devin, and I think I can find some chicks that do.
You need to set up some. You need to set up a TV in another room, and Devin and Jody have to watch it out in the other room. They can't be in the room.
One of the things you have to remember too is Devin is also obligated under contract to do that. He can't do certain things, so I can't imagine that East versus West would be cool with Devin being in the camera all the time, right? So he's going to have some separation, and that's on him. Like he has to follow his own rules.
I like how this is a discussion that we're having. Actually, this is surreal.
I know it's like I'm having an event. Devin's gonna be there. It could be a shit show. Like come on.
I don't know how
guys. As we're talking about this, it doesn't that conclude the thought we were talking about earlier about Devin and his matches. Isn't that like a conclusion to the previous conversation that we had?
You're like
something going on there, right?
What you're saying is in the history of Mac, our longest super match took 15 minutes. Okay, and now that Devin's involved and he's not even on the table, it's going to run up to 45. Is that what you're saying?
That's good.
I don't know. I hope that Artem's able to kill him, but I feel like for the show, it's better for you if Alden wins.
No, it's not better for me if Auden wins. It's
so that's the question, I guess. Yeah, like
what's better for Mac is that it actually is a match. And like if there's at least one or two go back and forth, then it's like, okay, that made sense. And you know what? It legitimizes Auden. And now people are gonna be like, Auden's a real arm wrestler. Because Artem is a real arm wrestler. Okay. This is Auden's biggest step. Okay. It is. And I think initially I thought it was too big of a jump.
Well, what's Auden's weight? What does Auden have to weigh?
It was 225.
Well, so he's So he weighs twice as much as Artem.
Yeah, yeah, he's twice as tall, but you know what? I'm not gonna. There's certain things that
aren't they the same age too?
Dude, he's 20 years.
I'm about to be 1 week from pulling out, and I'll be 30, man. All right, it's getting close, man. We're getting close.
Older and a whole lot more.
Artem, when I was 30 years old, I was so fucking accomplished. Oh my God. I thought you were 22. Oh my God. I thought when I met you, you were 12. You must have been 20 then.
You know what, though? There's never going to be that. Hey, Travis, there's never going to be that kind of accolade heavy person ever again. You know, there's never going to be a John Brzenk or Travis Bagent or any of that because.
Hey, don't let me pull you into this.
It won't happen because there's too many superstars now that are fighting for that one piece of pie that you're not going to have a guy that goes.
So disappointed that Artem's 30 years old. I thought he was 22 years old. I thought him and Tyson went to high school together.
Let's turn it around. It doesn't matter that I'm not accomplished just as you, Travis, at 30s. As long as I'm not washed up like you by the time that I'm 48, it's all good. As long as I keep grinding,
I could
I'm okay.
pray. You better pray that there's any sort of downward spiral to your career. Because if you don't get up there, there ain't gonna be no downward spiral.
Travis, what I really want to know, what I really want to know is why I can understand Artem right now. And in the Coach Ray interview, I didn't understand one fucking word he said. Not one.
Coach Ray was taking me up, man.
I was like, I bring out the best of him. Well, Ian, I think that, man, listen, you got a tremendous opportunity. I would be careful tooting my own horn about your efficiency level. It's kind of weird. But besides that, you got everything going on. Perfect. I like it.
I appreciate your opinion, but it's just yours. And I at the end of the day, we've done 3 shows, and it's a proven formula now. Now, if I had those elite guys that were super troublesome, would things be different? I'll give you that. I don't know because I don't have it. But right now, I'm in my lane at my level. It is efficient, and I'm going to do everything I can to maintain that efficiency.
Respect that, sir.
Well, we'll see when Troy Eaton and Devin and Jody are all kicking Artem in his head. Oh my God! I hope that you're a man of your word and you
guys,
stand up for that man.
We have a couple of super chats for both of us, so let's catch up on that. Steve will not do it. $5. What would you have recommended for Devin Laird? He's literally squared completely to the table, and ref is punching his shoulder and yelling, ripping out of the sock.
While Gennadi's like this.
I would recommend that he is aware enough to know that his track record in the past could make people not feel as bad and to underestimate the fact that it is Gennady until later in the rounds. But it's a tough gig. I mean, Gennady is a hero until he's arm wrestling Devin. I mean, he's not the type of guy that normally would be treated that way by an opponent being that much stronger than him. So this was rare territory for him too, but he also understands that when he's arm wrestling Michael Todd and Devin, there are a lot of stoppages, a lot of this and that under, And listen, Devin has absolutely created a profile that you have to watch, that he doesn't manipulate everything. That's all.
That's fair. That's fair. But if we're going to look at it through a snow globe, a one incident, a match incident, for the first time, if you want to argue, that this was not a Devin issue.
But the problem with that is if you looked at any of the other matches, you'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck was this? This is way worse than what happened to him. So, I mean, that's why you would never do that.
Has Devin ever put hands on another guy like that?
Well, you know what? That is weird. That's weird. And you heard me in my thing too. I'm like, that's the second jab to the motherfucking collarbone. Damn. Yeah. But also too, I think that Devin was so aware that a match really wasn't close. If we could just get it started, he probably calmed down more than anything. Like, hey, this guy wants out of the match.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't want to let him out by unsportsmanlike either.
What's that saying you always said about people crying? You know that one that you say people cry.
Sometimes you laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah.
So but listen, man, Devin was awesome, man. It wasn't close, but I didn't think it was going to be close.
What's your opinion, honest to God? Like the Lord's looking at you right now. Does it make sense to see a Devin versus Levon 3?
Exactly. Quickly in effect right now. I told Ingen 3 times, any human being that wakes up and you as the promoter and he as the arm wrestler thinks they can beat Levon, you got to put him up to him. Don't wait. But that's me being selfish, because I know that the longer it takes, it's harder to stay peaked. Like, it's really, and it looked to me like Devin was working to be that big. So, it's a tough gig. But yeah, I think he's going to beat him. I don't think he needs to even be that big. I think he can beat Levon even at 280. All you have to do is know and get a little bit better, because I don't think Levon is the most insane work ethic dude. He's just a great arm wrestler, especially in the day's world where he can really just get ready once a year.
What I think, though? I think out of all the matches that Levon and Devin have had, I think this next one will be the one that Levon takes Devin the most serious.
No doubt.
Yeah, he's going to be like, okay, he's getting bigger, and he really handled Gennady, and now I have people telling me that this is a real match. So
no doubt. And too, we got to make sure that Vitaly can't expose Levon's hand a little bit. It's okay for Levon to pull Michael Todd and make sure that he possesses all that little bit of skill and doesn't get a deep breath and not be able to get it back. Like, whoever, let's go.
You think Michael could stop Levon?
I don't know. Maybe not. I just know that Michael Todd was huge, and Hermes was so perfect in the way he did it. And just because you see that, you think it's easy. But not many people have that skill level that Hermes has. Right.
Hermes is the 3rd best arm wrestler in the world. Like, I don't have an argument with that.
Yeah, and I'm okay with Vitaly making that not true, but it's okay for that to be true right now too. It is. Like, I hope Vitaly
I also believe that you could be considering like that they're the 4 best have a chance of beating each other. Okay, like, at the end of the day, Hermes did beat Vitaly, right? But maybe Hermes is still Levon's best challenge. Who knows? Maybe Devin just can't crack that code, and Hermes is always going to be. So with saying that, you might think that Hermes is technically the 2nd best player, and God forbid he beats Levon. You get what I mean?
But not God forbid. That's when we listen. The musical chairs are what we're looking for.
I mean that people would look at Hermes as number 1, but I will also say this with a fair bit of confidence. I don't see any lane that Hermes can beat Devin. I think once Devin has cracked your code, it's over.
Yeah, I don't think he likes that. I don't like. Listen. I'm picking Devin against everybody, knowing that Vitaly could beat Devin and Levon could beat Devin, but I'm still saying Devin's going to win before the match starts. So that's all. It's all good. And listen, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
And you're Devin's biggest fan, so you're clearly biased.
Hey. So there's super chat for Ian, actually 2, but 1 for Travis. Travis, who are your top 5 favorite dudes playing for Chicago, personality-wise?
I like Tyson Bagent, Cole Kmet. I like Jalen Johnson. I like Sanborn, the linebacker, and I like.
You're not going to give an O lineman a fucking shot?
I'm thinking. Yeah, I got to go with Darnell Wright because he's a fellow West Virginian. So, yeah, that's my 5.
There we go with your 5. All right, Big Ghost, you got that. Now, two next one are for Ian. I've been trying to buy Mac hat for a year. Now, still want one. Please set up a proper e-store.
Okay, well, fine, whatever. We got a bunch
What do
coming.
you mean, whatever? You have a customer. It's not how you talk to him. Go on yours. Ian, I'll help you out.
Listen,
Hey,
I'm
go
making
on yours.
so
I
many hat
apologize
sales.
for having a shitty
I'm making
store.
so
I'll
many
pull
hat
up one
sales.
tonight.
I'm making so many hat sales. I don't need an e-commerce thing. I got a fucking stock of them right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give a bunch to JJ to bring across the border, and he can fucking contact him, and he'll send it out to you.
So who is your partner? What's his name?
So there's JJ Jackson and Matthias Bedard. But Matthias is Premstream, like our. So he's my production company and my pay-per-view platform, and JJ is just a salt of the earth dude. He's got a little bit of money. He's
Where's he from?
New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a super awesome guy, and really, like, everyone trusts him. Like, that's the thing with Mac. You can take our words to the bank, and I think that's what is an appeal for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, overrated.
Yeah, I know you would say that, but
Yeah, I mean,
but Ian, I'm gonna let you know right now. I do appreciate it, Ian. I personally do, because as you know, I have a devil on the side of the screen too. So
have you ever been not paid? Have you ever been not paid, Artem?
dude, you know how petty I am. I'm gonna walk behind your back looking for the money.
That's what I mean. So you've never not been paid. I've only not been paid really just one good time, man. That was that damn Jeff Frank, Canadian motherfucker. And now the motherfucker can fight, so I can never get my money back.
Dude, no, I'm pretty sure I either was cheap enough to agree to some shit for free anyway, or I've gotten paid eventually, for sure, yeah. But
has that ever happened to you, Ian?
Well,
we didn't get paid in Niagara Falls that day. Were you there?
So what happened to me was I got agreed to, like, a certain amount, and then right before the event, he said, like, sponsorships fell through. He's like, I understand if you don't want to come. I'm sorry, but I did it anyway. So at least I got the heads up.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Travis, only once?
Well, I find that a long time ago they didn't pass, and you know what? 2 times, both Canadian. One motherfucker's Canadian, and the other one was in Niagara Falls. And I guess that was a Canadian guy too. But that one tournament, long time ago, me, Devin, Greg Boyce, everybody, Ingen was there, and the guy didn't pay.
Dude, that was at the turn of the century.
Yep. Yeah.
We had stuff canceled on the legacy. Like,
I still try to give old boy.
I find it really fucked up that's what happened in Canada. I don't know how you can maintain any kind of legitimacy if you fuck over your athletes. I don't know how people can continue to be promoted.
Oh, well, you just make it out for them next time. That's what Marvin Cohen been doing, man. You're making them.
There's 2 ways to look at it too. Like, the weird way is when the dumb guy accepts sponsorship money, and before he gets the sponsorship money, he advertises the tournament.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, bro, I don't feel sorry for you for being a fucking retard. Get the fucking money first.
I will come out and be honest with you. I was that retard last event. I was told I was getting my hotel sponsored. It was 10 grand, and so I booked everything, and then he tells me, a month out, my money fell through. I can't do it. So I ended up putting out all on my credit card. Now, I talked to the hotel and I got it reduced to 6,700. But yeah, I ate that. So, but you know what? All the athletes got a free hotel room, and we took care of them. And I made some back on the pay-per-view, so it's all good. But thank you for that lesson, and it's not something I'm going to do in the future.
And nothing's worse too when someone actually gives you the money. They say, hey, Ian, I got 100 grand for you, and you're like, yes. So you spend 100 grand. Well, now you got a tournament that everybody thinks is going to be 100 grand from now on, but that was only one time. It's like, yo, I can't take your money if it stretches me to a place where I can't do it without you. next time. So I appreciate the 100 grand, but I'm gonna use 10 grand at a time for 10 events.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it.
So easy to mess up.
Low budget life says, do you think there's a chance Brian Shaw can compete at major arm wrestling championships?
Well, when you look at it this way, we give him a promo code and he gets 50% of every sale that he makes in terms of the profit. If I was a social media star, I would be calling Mac right away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one way to get extra for sure.
Yeah, like if you're a guy that's willing to gamble on yourself, like Leonidas or Larry Wheels or some sort of guy that's got a little bit of clout in his world and can arm wrestle, we'll put you as a headliner because you're basically going to fund the fucking event. You know what I mean? And yeah, we can work it. So yeah, if Brian Shaw, and think about this, with our rule set, I mean, it's dumbed down, right? You're in the strap, so he'll be able to tap into what is his strength, and that's just being strong.
Is the strap tight?
Dude, we have a metal buckle, and it has teeth.
That's what I'm saying. So you're talking about you tighten up the strap as soon as you get to the table?
Dude, you show up, we match your webbings, your center, you fucking throw that fucking cocksucker on, tighten it down, grab the wrist, close your thumbs, close your hands, boom.
Hey, you want me to tell you something that really can enlighten you? The strap doesn't need to be tight.
Oh, okay, whatever.
I'm just saying, like, think about it. What if the strap's not tight, they still have to arm wrestle, right? Once you tighten the strap up, there's no more arm wrestling hand-wise going on. Like, I believe that the secret to arm wrestling is when you get to the table, we just put the strap on, but we don't make it tight. That way, you'll still know. I mean, they'll slip out of that strap one every 300 matches, but it will matter that you are moving in the guy's hand.
You get similar match without the strap control.
Of course, yeah. It's like, yeah, whoever gets the control hits that strap, and then they win it. Well,
there's no rule that says we have to have super tight strap. It's just
I'm talking about a rule that says the strap is not tight. Like
is there one that exists?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like if you want to, like, because what you're doing is really taking away some of the hand, and there ain't no doubt about it. You're doing everybody a favor.
Travis, I accept that though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I agree. I'm just telling you that you could accomplish exactly what you want to accomplish by not making it tight too. So you talk about tightening shit up in general, right? Just give that illusion a thought. I know you might think it sounds crazy, but it's not crazy at all.
I understand what you're saying. I've seen it. Remember back in the day with Mike and Devin. Devin wanted it loose so he could work out of the strap and everything. Like I get the reasoning for it.
Yeah, but you're only putting the strap on to save time. So I'm just telling you, you can still save time. The strap should be applied, but it doesn't have to be tight. It doesn't have to be. And if it doesn't, it's a game changer. An absolute, and it's really, there's crazy not to do it if you really, from an outside perspective, if you haven't already had it tight and got some control. But fuck control. All we want is to not redo the match because of a slippage. And you won't redo. It'll just the guy win.
Wrong, Travis. I'll be honest with you. You're not wrong. Like the premise of having the straps is to keep things going. So we don't slip and have to redo a setup.
And it takes away the buckle too. Having it loose makes it irrelevant.
Well, the way we're doing it, the way we set it up, the way I've been asking my referees to do it, the buckle doesn't seem to be quite a problem. If you actually look at our matches, there isn't a distinct advantage, buckle or not buckle.
Good.
Hey, so Travis, can I actually help Ian out? So I call
No, fuck off.
No. You texted me all aggressive, thinking you have all the rules set figured out, and I'm there to tell you, I'm going to help you.
Rule set. It's not fucking WAL.
You have 15.
It's not WAL.
Hey, that thing says there's 15 rule sets. It's up to us to choose, and there's a lot of loose verbal about.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. You, Artem, can Artem and Auden can get together and say, I picked this, that, and the other thing. And
I
if you guys,
understand. I understand that. I understand that.
I have to obey, because in Mac, it's your match.
Yeah. So, and there's a lot of lingo about having your wrist turned in, and I'm like, I'm under the impression that's because of not knowing the rules.
Okay, I'm going to show you
Hold
what.
on. Travis, hold on. No, 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 no.
Listen, I'm going to explain.
I'm going to mute you now, Ian.
Listen to me right now, okay, and get the wax out of your ear. When we
It's
talk
still
about
out of ear.
full lie of the arm, if you stand up and you put your arm, nobody's arm is straight like this. It's okay. It's a natural lie. You grab the wrist, okay. What we're not doing, and we've all experienced it, we're not doing this. We're not turning. We're not fucking like the wrist is straight. We're not doing this. Do you understand? We're not twisting.
Terrible.
It's the natural lie of the arm. Wherever you guys come in, you take your grip, and that's it. Like, it's not, when I say bend in the wrist, I'm not talking about like supinating or whatever. I'm just saying that we're not doing this.
Right, Travis, can you show Ian how do you align thumbs where there's not even a problem?
What the fuck? Even if there is a problem or not a problem, this is the rules. That's it. That's Mac rules.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, that's like you went to the exaggeration of bending the wrist back. The truth is that the arm wrestler can't be in this position, or he's gonna be like this. If he's not, he's gonna have to get like this.
What I'm trying to tell you is we're talking about the natural lie. So when you put your elbow at the right edge of the pad and he does the same,
but you're letting them set their elbows first. You need to, their elbows shouldn't even be on the pad. The referee should bring the webbing together an inch higher than the pad. Then bring them right down to the middle and allow the person to then get their little sideways action.
But I understand what you guys are trying to say, and I fully respect.
Just know that we're looking for this, young man. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Just to be even.
That's what we're
left
looking
and
for.
right and left.
Okay, that's what we're looking for.
Motherfucker can't be like this.
It's never happened that way in all our matches. And if you like, I send me your.
I mean, do you understand what you're saying about this whole like? Imagine I'm here just like this, and you're saying, "Oh, I'm not going to do this." Well, you better, motherfucker.
Here's what's up. Here's what's up. You know the front, that your lead shoulder that you're talking about. We have a rule that it can't come past the front edge of the elbow pad, so you can't come in over on top of you. Okay, so we take your hands and we bring it to the center. Look, why don't you just watch the show and see that there's never been a problem? The only time it's ever been a problem is when Artem fucking came in and talked.
Oh, I had dude, just Ian, real talk personal. I have messages from people that competed with your league saying that that the first time they ever got fouled out. So don't tell me you have some smooth setup.
Wait, sorry. Did you said what? There's people that come to my league that said it was the first time they ever fouled out.
Yeah, that's the message.
We have a 95% pin rate. I like to know who fouled out.
I'm gonna let you know because I got that message. So don't tell me that you're the smoothest guy out there. I got the message.
Absolutely.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Artem, there's not even a question. There just
I will send you it's a message I got. I never asked anybody. I never asked anybody. Hey,
Artem, there's this point you're arguing is so stupid. We have video.
I'm not arguing.
We have video evidence, bro. I'll send you every event that we've ever had. Go through it with a fine-tooth comb and tell me where all these fouls are.
I don't care that much yet. I'm telling you about the message.
I think the fouling is the arm wrestler's fault. It's never the rules' fault. It's the arm wrestler's.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. Dude, I didn't reach out to anybody and say how shitty Ian thing was. I got a random message saying, "Hey, under the rule set, I fouled out for the first time ever."
Oh, he might have been the guy that was the first guy to ever foul out. Maybe. That's like we you know what I mean? If you're that shitty, okay.
There was one.
Yeah, no, we've had guys foul out in a match, but not the whole super match. But
that's not what I said ever.
There's those
statistics. I appreciate
I would much rather those statistics than anything else that exists. Period. I'm not even going to argue that point because that's what I believe is the success of our league.
Yeah, there's no argument. I was just telling you what have happened.
All right, fair enough.
Well, I believe that it's not the rules then is why your brand's so good. It's the transparency between you, the pullers, and the ref. Because the rules could be any fucking thing. You go pick them, right? You just were talking about the transparency between Mac, the pullers, and the ref is what has gotten you to an efficient place.
You know what, Travis? And I know this, that you know this with football and everything else. If you produce a sport that has so many fucking rules that are, and it's almost impossible to play within it, then you're going to have a lot of fucking foul calls and stoppages of play. You need to dumb some things down in order just to allow the flow of the game. Do you know what I mean? A basketball's trying to do it. Football's trying to do it. That's why you can't ever really hit anybody anymore. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that have to happen to. And what is the goal? The goal is to have asses and seats and eyes on TV, and for someone to look at our product and say, that's entertaining. You know what's not fucking entertaining? Watching this shoulder, wrist, shoulder, back, off. But that is not fucking entertaining.
Right.
We need to
I'm going to tell you what else isn't entertaining. For someone who you can't be in a hook to be in a fucking hook before go.
But who's doing that?
I don't know. I just know that if we don't tell a motherfucker to turn, I might not have won some of the matches. That's all I'm saying. Like,
okay.
Hey, come on, man.
Listen, look, at the end of the day, watch how we do things. Nothing like all these perceived problems that you guys are having just don't happen. They're just not happening. We get, and the thing is this double, triple capping. That's not, no one's going to allow that to happen. Troy is a man of such integrity that he would fucking be pissed off at himself if he ever let something like that go. You have to know that.
Oh yeah, I don't have no, listen, are you kidding me? I would never care if Donald Duck was refereeing anyway. It's all up to the arm wrestlers anyway. Like, it's all up to the arm wrestlers. It's either you're stronger or you need to get something or you're going to lose. And I always felt like this. I don't care if I foul out, if I was going to lose, if I didn't cheat.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Either you want me to just put my hand up there like a dumbass and take the loss? No, I'd rather there was some Gennady made that decision. I'd rather there was some controversy.
You know what I find ironic though, is the fact that I don't think there is a Devin Larratt the way Devin Larratt is today if there wasn't a Travis Bagent. I think you were probably the cause of what Devin is.
That's what
Devin does not become this without Travis Bagent. I'm telling you. You kind of, he might have took it to, the next level.
He may have misinterpreted it. He may have misinterpreted it and then did his thing, because he's definitely a little more aggressive and meaner than I tried to be.
Tell me you and Semerenko and you and Vovoda, Devin, I don't know if Devin's approached that yet.
Yeah, that was a bad day. That was
hold on. Ian, you better try to squad there for a second. Yeah,
that was not good. That was a bad representation.
You know what makes Travis quiet? When you make really
bad
good
representation on my part. That was
what makes Travis quiet. Make really good points that he does.
Hold on, but to go back to what she just said, she does agree that it was a bad time, and it's not. There is a way to do it funny.
Because that was a clear message too, where I couldn't possibly lose that match. It's just the referee decided I was too big of an asshole.
Hey, if you go to school and to the same teacher that always give you C grades and F grades because you're not doing your work, and all of a sudden one day you did your work, you're still gonna end up with a B because he or she used to being a fuck up.
They're like, Travis must have cheated B.
Exactly. Hey, so we got two super chats. One said, take it to the bank, but don't trust banks. I think let's go to the statement about trusting the word. And then protect, save, say the same thing. Two ways to look at it, with eyes open and eyes closed. My man.
I'm like, look, I think we're doing very well. You're right, Travis. This is only our third show. Give us a chance to iron out. Look, East versus West and KOTT had a rules meeting that changed the rules for the first 12 fucking events. Give us a chance that if we do something and it didn't work, that we have the ability to refine it.
Ian, Neil Pickup is here to help you. Neil says, young Travis Bagent was one absolutely uncompromising bastard.
Yeah, Travis.
Well, it was a
You gotta
weird
take
thing
some
where
responsibility. You got to take some responsibility for what you created in Devon. He
no.
across the table from you more than anybody for a long time.
I was never mean. Devon's mean. Devon's a bully.
You were never mean. You're mean
No.
right
You were
now.
mean on 2 occasions that you do regret from now on.
Now,
We appreciate you. We appreciate your growth, Travis Bajan.
Mm.
That
That was
is that
a
is
bad look. That was
Travis,
a
this
bad
is a
look.
therapy session for Travis right now.
That was bad. That was bad.
Dude, I remember Travis being happy at one point in his life when I told him once, hey man, there's a really nice highlight of you that used to exist on YouTube that used to be called Travis Bagent being Travis Bagent. And I'm like, you can't find it anymore. He's like, oh, they deleted it? I'm like, yeah, good, man. The man looks like bad.
Yeah. Like, what's wrong with you, man? Talking shit to people
That
like
was
that.
good. Why do people, it's the third time I'm reading some stuff. Uh, something. Tell Travis to chill with the corny commentator voice on East versus West. What are you guys talking?
I do slow it down so I hear it. I
I
feel
I
corny.
texted
I feel
Engen.
corny. I feel corny because of the length of time. I do.
Texted you
I got you.
and Engen at the time because you still. I can tell you haven't read it because it's left unread. But I was like, listen, tell Engen. No one can hear him. You're like,
Oh yeah.
we were.
I've got 713 of those texts during the match, I guess.
I got. I think
Ingens, and so was I think Coach Ray wasn't on for a while too.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I texted Robert, you and Engen. I was like, one of these guys has got to fucking read this.
Hey, why is Travis Toggle is laughing about your impersonation of Robert Baxter in front of Engen or some shit?
That was good. I was telling him Robert can't do the press conference anymore because he uses his inside voice to ask questions. He's like, I kept going like this. And then Ingen just thought that was hilarious. Ingen almost died.
Yeah.
Okay, Neil Pickup. Laughed a lot, and Travis was funny as fuck, but both Devin and Travis would fight for every millimeter up there. Okay.
Neil's being too practical here. Like we're on the lighter side of this podcast now.
No, no, whoa. He's just reminding the reality over here.
Neil fucked me in Manchester that one time. I'll never forgive him for that.
Oh yeah, that one time.
Hold on, we'll get to Manchester
This
before
bum
we
here, he can't beat. You could beat this guy. Remember that?
Man, I pulled Devin left and right-handed. The guy just wanted to call a bunch of fouls on me, and it took fucking an hour and a half, and it was.
Was that the biggest Travis Bagent? I remember looking at you in that, and I was like, dude, Travis has a back. Was that the biggest version of you?
Wasn't even close, and somehow you lose 3-2. Unbelievable. Just like, unbelievable. So
Hey, if you were a real superhuman, that wouldn't have happened.
Oh,
Exactly. And I could tell the people who were filming it, they liked Devin more than me before the damn thing was over.
He's like, hey, you guys were here to film me. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Don't talk to him anymore. I was jealous as shit.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, that's the best thing about being on the mountain. Once you're up there, you already know it ain't that cool. So everybody who thought you were cool for being there, you're like, bro, relax. It's all good.
I appreciate you. It's all good.
Yeah. Trust me, when you get up there, don't be mad because you say I didn't tell you it was bullshit up there.
Hey, what could Kaplan actually do if he were to come back?
Well, I believe that if he does come back, it will be in such an overwhelming financial situation that he will immediately go to the top. Immediately.
Okay.
But that's because I think that he understands the assignment, that it's not a $5 million gig, it's a $105 million gig, and you got to go really hard. So yeah, if he does come back, it will be, he'll eclipse everyone because he'll put it on the platform that gets all the views, and it'll just be instantaneous. And every arm wrestler will they'll get out of their contracts. Nobody will arm wrestle for you if you tell them they can't arm wrestle for him.
I'd really.
And he'll only tell a couple people that they can't arm wrestle for other people, but he will be dumb enough to do that when you don't have to. Like the U.S. Open's the U.S. Open. If you come and win it, great, but you don't have to come and win it. The fucking thing is happening. Someone's getting this $5 million. Who wants it? So that's the way arm wrestling. That's the only way the league can be in control.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. You know, I actually, one of my favorite arm wrestling logos, and I kind of wish you still had it going, was your NAL. I don't.
Of course, and I do still have it going.
Hey, you can buy it on the website.
Yeah, you can buy it right now, no problem.
Unlike Mac hats,
can I
take apparel and drop it out the same time?
Get a Mac hat when you get here. Relax.
I don't need a hat. Ian, you keep directing your anger towards me. Someone else said that.
I
don't wear the fucking hat.
Out of all the guys that's ever been part of Mac, you're the toughest to deal with. You're constantly fucking sending me messages that piss me off.
I don't ever text you. All I ever text you, hey, this is my flight. I don't know, reply to your text. I leave you on red, so I don't know what you're talking about. I've messaged everything. Hey, it's not funny.
I will post our conversations online, and then we'll see you at the fucking the crowd.
Hey, it's all you messing up my stats and me requiring a race.
You know what?
That's
fair. He did say don't mess up my stats, and I gave the stats that you gave to me to the guy that does the.
Hey, Travis, my stats immediately come back all wrong.
I don't know why he did that. But because it's my show, I won't throw anybody under the bus. It's my fault. Sorry. I apologize.
Oh, don't name the person. Let's say Magent.
No. I don't say. Man. You know what I don't do? I don't have a partner say he had an idea, but it wasn't my idea, but it's his fault. I don't say shit like that. And if you're smart, you know where I'm going with that. If it's us, it's us who made the mistake. It's not me or my partner. It's us. We collectively made a decision. It's our fault.
Not Devin or Jody or Alden. It was Ian.
Ian, we're gonna make it easier next time. I'm gonna require zero money from my appearance and participation, anything, and performance. Because every time you fuck up, it's $500. So
okay.
I already counted 3, so it goes back to the money I got. So I appreciate you.
Okay. What do you think Kaplan should do?
Well, I think if we're really in the spirit of arm wrestling growing the sport, like I think he should come back. I think he should do exactly what you said, but I also think he should look at everybody as a big family and not try to kill or cut the heads off of Mac or East versus West. Look at it as that's a great training ground for us. And even East versus West should be happy that, you know what, we got a platform for our athletes that can make good money. And now we can market them as wall athletes, like the wall champion. You know how Neil Pickup introduces Travis Bagent, 25-time world champion, wall champion, blah, blah. He Arm Wars champion. That's all great stats for any promotion that is utilizing you. So I think there should be more collaboration amongst the big promotions and not trying to cut everybody's head off. That's the way I see it. And he should use Mac tables because they just make sense.
And what's a Mac table? It's got the rounded thing, and then
we have
lower.
So it's the pads are 10 by 9.5. They're a depression into the tabletop. It's not like a hole. It's just like, so it's an inch below the tabletop, but it's a downgrade. You get what I mean? And that is done. That's the like the room that you can elbow hop that we don't call a foul. Okay, as long as it doesn't crest the tabletop. And we have an inch higher pad, and exactly corners on tables makes no sense. It just hurts. Did you see how many people had fucked up biceps on their arm?
I've had a lot of battle scars from that dumb shit.
Yeah, so we just take the fucking, and our legs are angled slightly, and that is for the, so like nobody stands like this, right? When you put your posting leg down and your wrap leg, you make an A, right? That's so when you put your leg around the table, the leg, it goes exactly the way a natural lie of your leg. The whole fucking table is designed ergonomically. We have guys that the guys that make these tables, they own a professional chiropractic table. They have an ergonomic team. They know how the body works. So that's what this table is. And I won't say they're not cheap. The fucking tabletop alone weighs as much as a WAF table complete. Like it's very Artem, when you see this table and you touch it and you feel it and you feel the hand grip, it feels like a custom fitted condom. It's perfect. You know what I mean? And you got like
I just buy Magnums, man. It's all good. Custom fitted enough.
Anyway, I'm telling you, Travis, you got to get somewhere. We can get maybe one of these tables out to Florida. Artem will go home with one or something. Try. Well, you're in West Virginia. Get on one of these tables, and then honestly, say whatever you want about it. As long as you're being truthful about it, I'll take whatever you say.
No worries. No worries. No worries. All right, Artem. Jesus Christ, we've been on this thing for 3 hours. Are we done?
Well, you did promise people that you're gonna try our podcast every day, every single hour.
After 3 hours.
So, but yes, guys, I mean we are great to go. Ian, we appreciate you, and I'm gonna see you in a couple of weeks.
What's the date? What's the date?
March 8th, International Women's
March
Day.
8th. And what is how much does the pay-per-view cost?
It's 15 US, and I guess it's 14 something if you get use Artem's promo code or Milo's Auden's promo code. You get $1 off or something like that.
Sounds good. All right, well, I'll be tuned in, that's for sure.
Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy. Good talking to
Ian,
you.
thank you for coming. Travis, I'll talk to you tomorrow, young man.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Ian. Thank you for coming over. We're gonna be
In fact,
here.
that was a good show, brother. That was
good. We had fun. I'm gonna hear answering to Neil pickup real quick. But yeah, thank you, sir. Yep, and we'll talk to you and drop those hats for people, man.
All right, bye-bye.
People want to spend the money. Okay. All right. Ian exited himself. Let me see if I know I answered all the super chats. Neil, thank you for coming over. Let us know next time. Neil, let me know where can I drop the link faster. We need you to be part of this. We need to be part of this. Man, nobody cares about ergonomy and arm wrestling. Hey, you know what? I mean, those after a good arm wrestling tournament, you not happy because your stomach is most likely rubbed red. Your both of the biceps have line scars to them from going on the corner of the table, and sometimes table is awkward around too. If you're moving around and you're sticking your leg here and there, I think I mean it seems like well, I mean, I guess if you're a league and you're keeping your own price point, you don't care. You just your own table. For the selling, yeah, it's kind of hard to keep the tables at a low price, but hey, if that's what it takes to kind of make it more, I mean, shit, it seems like it's healthier because it is more economical. So I'm down. I love it. Artem, I need that shirt you got. Listen, Gabriel, you're already pocket watching. You're already asking how much I've got paid. You want my Gucci Adidas sweater that's collab. You can't even find that, to be honest, because I tried because like I got it. And it's about as much as I got them paid at East versus West, man. Okay, but that's what I'm trying to figure out what was the original price, and I couldn't find it. So. Be careful, young man. I can't even afford to wear it outside. So that's always here with me. No corners make sense. Yeah, yes it does. Yes it does. Artem, do you work? Clearly, man. Do you think managing Travis Bagent is just volunteering work? It is, but sometimes it pays here and there. Ah, all right, guys, I've got to go. We have been here for 13 and a half hours, and this is brutal. If you missed the first 11 hours, you're probably not a member of the channel, or you're probably not subscribed to my channel. So, you know. check it out. There's a lot of podcasts that you guys didn't see. um, will you stick around for pictures after the event? Dude, if I'm geeking, if Auden beats me to where like I'm not even there, which have happened in my matches before, um, I may be so upset and sad to I will dip and you will not see me the moment I collect my third loss and may or may not have to give a post interview because people like to ask me questions for some reason. So as soon as that's done, you may see me in Florida. That's the only possibility. So hoping I'm winning and I'm staying there as long as I can for, to gloat, obviously to absorb, maybe to look at them and be like, hmm, right? I'll be there. So, but if you're gonna be there and you have any intent of like talking to me and seeing me in a good mood, probably the night before. After that, boy, it's gonna be serious, man. So serious. Other too, like anything you want to relate to me, I don't speak for other people as they are all grown men have their own rationale. Well, Neil, I'm not sure who's talking to you like that, but we do love you and we need you here on the next podcast. So if you lose to Auden, you should root for him to make yourself look better. No, I will be Auden's fan after that for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm not like I'm already not like I'm already not. I love seeing Auden go, but I don't want to be part of the highlight right this second. I'm okay, maybe a bit later, but man, it's a little forced love, forced extra love. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna go live in a few minutes. Fuck it. Well, Neil, send me a link because the first time you invited me to your show, you invited somebody else and y'all start talking about WF. Super disrespectful. I keep talking shit about Neil picking up the show ever since then because Neil invited me and treated me like I'm Paul Lynn or some shit. Like he can just talk to somebody else. Come on, man. Come on. I'm a main event, Neil. Don't you notice this? See who I'm arm wrestling? Where I'm at in life? Just kidding. All right, before I say some crazy shit, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.